Hello there. So I'm just waiting to see if this is streaming on YouTube Live, and wanted to talk a little bit about what we're seeing right now with the effects of COVID and the stress and anxiety that it's causing for children at an alarming rate, because kids can spend time with their friends and their peers or go to school. They have more screen time. They're suffering from social isolation. So they're seeing an increase in stress, anxiety, also mental health conditions, a 50% rise, and even suicide. So I want to talk a little bit about what you can do. I'm going to offer 3 things that you can do as a family to release stress and to bring more calm and balance as a group, as a family. And also some of the pillars, what I consider the necessary elements for children to stay healthy and balanced. So whether it's a teen, a small young child, it doesn't matter. There's a general elements that they need to feel supported. Hopefully this is streaming okay. It's not looking like it is. Let me just check. All right. Hi there. Okay, so here I've created a wheel, and I don't know if you can read this, but I'll read it to you. Children need nature, outside time. They need play, and under play I put creativity. They need emotional connection and expression. So this one is the component that helps release stress. They need to have calm, what you could put under meditation. And I'm going to talk about what to teach your kids or practice with your kids, because the family that sits together and meditates together finds calm together. So you can actually increase all of these feelings and sensations together. I'll talk a little bit more about that. And children need connection. They need connection with their peers, their friends. They benefit from touch, from massage, and just affection. Being held is so healing for children. Also movement. So exercise, they need to let out, all that energy through things like yoga, dance, any kind of sports. They need time for learning, but not just learning through school, but you can also encourage your children to learn something new during this time that they really like, something that they resonate with, that they're passionate with. So these are the 8 components to follow, and make sure you have one of these 8 components every day if you can, even if it's a few minutes a day. So a little bit about meditation in kids. Kids don't need to have a strict meditation practice the way adults tend to learn meditation, through intense concentration and effort, mental effort. That's just not how a child generally learns best. These types of practices, children are free and open. They have a ton of energy. They've got wild imaginations. So work with where they're at. That's why you really need to have that movement piece, because they need to get that energy moving and exhaust some of that energy. And then you can engage their senses and their imagination. It's not about strict control, effort, sitting still, perfectly still. This just doesn't make it fun for kids to engage in meditation. So I'm going to show you some ways to ease them into the practice of meditation, mostly through teaching your kids how to relax and relaxing with your kids. So you might have noticed that when your kid has an emotional outburst, a temper tantrum, an upset, just the waves, the ripple waves and the energy shocks it sends through the entire family. So whenever there's a negative emotion that's felt in the family, it gets magnified because there's 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 of you together in that field. And the same thing happens though when you start practicing meditation together or relaxation or touch, these things that create connection, calm, and grounding for the whole family. The same thing happens, it amplifies. So as you practice together, you all learn how to find calm and healing together. And right now, parents are just as stressed, if not more stressed, than their kids because parents are having to homeschool. They might have work, they might not have work, or they're working online and their kids are at home. And it's just really hard for everybody. So, the best thing you can do is create structure. Create a little bit of structure with your family and make it easy. So, what we're thinking is easy, fun, relaxing, but consistent. So this is what's most important, and I'll teach you a few tools that you can practice together. And just 3 tips to start creating the energy of connection, bonding, and communication within the family so that there's more harmony and less stress. So being tuned into your children's needs, but also being tuned into your own needs as a parent is vital. As a parent, you also need a level of space and you need to have your calm and your center. And the more calm and centered you are, the more calm and centered your children will be. They are tapped into your nervous system. They're connected to you energetically. They feel what you feel. They think what you think in a way. They absorb everything just by the nature of being around you. We know how this osmosis works because you see it when children go to school, when they're with their peers, they just absorb. So the most important thing you can do as a parent is be aware of your own energy and start your own practice. If it's 5 minutes a day or 10 minutes a day, whatever you can give, don't worry about doing it well. Don't worry about being good at meditation. It is not about that. It's just finding a few minutes to focus on relaxation and calm. And there's a lot of guided meditations that are offered for free, not just on YouTube, but my favorite app is called Insight Timer. Insight Timer. And there's so many free meditations on this app. You can just go ahead and peruse through that, find some meditations that you like and practice them every morning and night. Okay, so I'm going to be putting together a little program for parents and children, but here's a way that you can get started. This is what I suggest. Touch or hold your child, if they are comfortable, for at least 5 to 10 minutes a day. And what I suggest is aromatherapy is wonderful. It really does calm the body, mind, and the nervous system. And lavender is the best scent for that. So lavender is neutral. I find that nearly all children love this scent. It's just a common one that people resonate with. And so just taking a little bit of this aromatherapy because it makes it fun and engaging the senses of your child. So just if you don't even, if it feels uncomfortable to touch, you can even just take the aromatherapy and put it right above their face as they're lying down for bed. And that could be a great time is right at bedtime. And then just asking them to take 3 breaths of the scent, 3 deep breaths, and to breathe slow. So, or just hold your child for those 5 to 10 minutes without any screen time or anything like that. Just being present and holding each other will be very effective. There's something about being held and feeling safe for a child that is really rejuvenating for their nervous system. So this is what I recommend, is this. And hopefully as a parent, you feel comfortable with that. Some parents and children, just the dynamics, it doesn't work well. That's okay too. Find other ways to have this kind of physical connection. It's very soothing, and I highly recommend, and I'll show people how to do this, face massages, body massage, foot massage, hand massage, head massage. Something as simple as just stroking or brushing your child's hair is very soothing, very calming. These are some things that you can do with your child before bedtime. Secondly, ask your children how they're feeling. Ask them about their emotions. When you do this, you will increase their emotional awareness, which also helps them develop emotional intelligence. So, the ability for them to name and express their emotions and have safety and expressing what they feel without judgment, without being corrected, without being fixed, without advice. And you're just going to try this. I know we want to be helpful. We want our children to feel good. But the first step to feeling good in meditation is just acknowledging exactly where you are and admitting the truth of what you feel. That is what's really healing. So when you give your child the space to say what they feel without any recourse or logic and reasoning, why do you feel, just listen to your child. Listen. And this is a practice, this is a meditation practice, the same thing. When you're in meditation, you're just watching your thoughts. You're not reacting to the thoughts. You're not engaging the thoughts. You're just watching the thoughts go by like clouds in the sky. And same thing, when you listen to your child, you're just going to listen. You don't have to do anything about it. You don't have to make it better. You don't have to make it different. Just listen and then see if you can repeat back exactly what your child said, exactly word for word, without changing it. You'll find that by not trying to change your child's internal experience, by allowing them to feel what they really feel, if they feel sad, if they feel anxious, if they feel disturbed, it's so important that they are comfortable to release their negative emotions in front of you as a parent. Because what I find is that parents who don't feel comfortable with their own negative emotion, they don't have space for their child's negative emotion. So if a parent doesn't like crying because that means you're weak, and they don't like temper tantrums and they don't like anger, then you will suppress and repress that in your child, and that is very toxic. That is actually what leads to depression, anxiety, and suicide, is not allowing these deeper feelings and emotions to flow. So you're creating a space to let your child be heard and seen exactly the way they are, without trying to change them or make anything different about their experience. And you'll find, just by being centered and listening and grounded, what a profound effect that will have for your children. Lastly, practice a little bit of calm every single day. And I recommend the program I'll put together will be 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes in the evening. But if you can start with just 3 breaths a day, that's great. 3 breaths. And what I recommend is something that we practice at Sura Flow. They're just heart breaths, heart breaths. So that's just, you can place a hand on your heart. And if you feel comfortable, you can place a hand on your child's heart at the same time. And you imagine breathing in through the back of the heart. And you pause at the center of the heart, and you relax, and you exhale through the front of the heart, and you pause at the bottom of the exhale. So you breathe in through the back of the heart, and you pause, and then you exhale out through the front of the heart, and you pause. If you like, you can count the breaths, or you can use an affirmation. You can guide your child and say, okay, we're going to breathe in peace through the back of the heart, and then we're going to breathe out calm through the front of the heart. Or you can, like I said, count those breaths. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, pause, and then breathe out 3, 2, 1, pause. So all you do is you begin with those heart breaths in the morning. You can practice them before you eat at dinner time or meal time, and then you can practice them before you go to bed. And a wonderful way to guide children in a meditative practice, as I mentioned before, is through fun, relaxation, and imagination, being creative, being willing to improvise with your child and engage them in the practice of meditation so that it's not even like meditation, it's more like fun, relaxing flow. And this is what children love. They don't want to be forced to be still or to concentrate their mind. Let children be children, it's let them find their own calm and guide them to that space. And you can do this by telling imaginative stories at nighttime that are calming. Think of calming experiences in nature and tell them a story and engage them in the story. What is the most soft thing you can imagine? What is the most joyful thing? And you can start a story and lead a story with your child that allows them to connect to their body and their breath. And I'll be providing some more tools around this that engages the faculties of visualization for your child and that creative brain. So these are some ways that you can start to invite peace, is to make an effort a few minutes every day as a family to engage in stillness and silence, again for just those few minutes with the heart breaths. Or you can use a visual tool like being a grounded tree or a strong mountain or a bright shining sun, a soft puffy cloud. So there's these cues that you can use with kids that they relate to. They relate to nature and they relate to animals. They love to move their body. That's so important. And again, don't forget this eightfold wheel of all the components that kids need. They need nature, play, emotional expression, calm, connection, touch, movement, and learning. Okay, is there anything that I might have forgotten? I just want to see if there's any questions or anybody here. Oh, hello there. Hi, Shilpa. It's great to see you. Do you have any questions or comments about this? So I think what I'm going to do, Shilpa, if you're still here, is I'll probably put together this program and offer it to the Liberate people this month so that they can get a chance to see. I'm just thinking out loud how to share this because this is information that's really needed. So I'd love to hear how things are at home with your family. I'm not assuming to be an expert when it comes to working with children, but I have worked quite a bit with kids. And really, with meditation, it's about being fluid, it's about flexibility, it's about fun and play and joy. It's not this serious sitting still, but you can guide your child to that point naturally. That should be a fun exploration for them. So I hope you found this helpful, and I'm sending you all lots of love and blessings. I'd love to hear your comments, your thoughts below in the comment section. And if you like this kind of video, feel free to join or subscribe to our channel. Bye, everybody.